They are men of burden. Men whose burdens do not end at the table of discussion, but on their knees in the place of prayer. They do not murmur or complain. They would rather pray than talk about situations. They will not fold their hands to watch a person, people, or nation perish. They will take upon themselves the sins of a person, people, or nation and cry to God for mercy on their behalf. They are watchmen who will wait on God and cry to Him for situations to go from worse to better and from wrong to right. They are selfless men whose motivation for praying is the love and compassion embedded in their hearts. They are called intercessors. They are men who have an intimate relationship and a right standing with God. Father Abraham, he persistently pleaded with God for Sodom and Gomorrah, having received the burden from the Lord. But God will not spare these cities because they were found wanting. Daniel, he understood from the books that the desolation of Jerusalem was to last for 70 years. However, by the end of 70 years, Jerusalem yet lay desolate. Oh, Daniel, he should have cared less about this, for he was in high position and would enjoy the rest of his life at Persia. But no, he had a burden for his land and people. He prayed to God, pleading for mercy on their behalf, and God sent an answer. Even Ezra, having learned of the deeds of the priests, Levites, and Jewish men contaminating themselves by getting married to foreign women, he tore his clothes in distraught and sat down crushed with grief. He cried to God, confessing the guilt of the people, and spent the whole night grieving over their unfaithfulness, neither eating nor drinking. Oh, Nehemiah, he sat down and wept for Jerusalem, for he learned that the exiles who had returned to his homeland were in great difficulty. The walls of the city were still broken down, and the gates have not been restored since they were burnt. Nehemiah mourned for several days. He did not eat, but prayed to God passionately on behalf of his people. I will never forget Jesus. He's the greatest intercessor amongst all. He looked down from heaven and saw you and I. He gave up his glory and came down to die for our sins. For you and I, he became a high priest, sitting with God the Father, and he lives to continuously make intercessions for us. In our day, yes, in our day, God yet seeks men who will stand in the gap, praying for people, nations, and even the church. To all sleeping intercessors, I say, awake. For if there is a time when we need to pray even more, it is now. There is so much need for intercessors in our time. Oh, how fortunate we are, for God has made us a kingdom of priests. We all can go before him to make intercession. Can the Lord count on you to be faithful?